Hi, I'm James Hollywood Machikari, and welcome to this edition of the Biker Angle Opinion segment. We're not going to do the news today because I've been getting a lot of people who've been asking about what they should do regarding, cops and all that good stuff. And I guess it depends on what kind of situation you're in. If you're in a regular traffic stop or something like that, don't be a dick. Being a dick gets worse. But when you get in a situation where you're about to get charged, the best word of advice anybody can give you is shut your mouth. Don't talk. Give them your name, your birthday. That's it. Then get on the phone, get a lawyer, or make them get you a lawyer. Because these people are not your friends at that point. Their only goal, their only job is to get you charged. And to make sure that charge is going to be held in court. Little skip on my video there. But that's what their job is. They're not your friends. First thing they're going to do is try to play your friend, though. They're going to say, hey, we're going to try to help you out. And, all you have to do is tell us what happened, give us details, see if anybody else was involved. They're going to try to get at them. Because most of the time, they're always looking for the bigger fish. That's what cops do. That's what prosecutors do. Always looking for the next fish. And as it's in regards to clubs, they're always trying to go after the officers. And they're going to use you to do it. They're going to use you, it's like the Civil War. They're going to pin brother against brother. That's how they work, especially at the Fed level. And one thing you got to remember at the Fed level, they got a 97-98% conviction rate. The Fed's got all the money in the world, all the resources in the world. So don't think you're going to go in there all Billy Badass and beat a Fed rep. Because most of the time when you're in federal court at that point, you're just looking for the best deal. That's where you're at with the feds. And that's been proven time and time again, not only in the biker world, but, in the other aspects of the life as well. And when I talk about the other aspects of life as well, I'm talking about if you want to be a gangster, be prepared to suffer consequences. Today I'm filming over at the Pecatonica River, but I'm also in a historical cemetery. And the reason why I'm here is because, like I was told by my great uncle when I started working for him, I don't know, it had to be 14, 15 years old. You only got two choices when you get into that kind of stuff. You either got prison or you got the grave. And that couldn't be more true. A lot of the people I went to school with and knew on the street, half of them have to be in jail right now, and a lot of them got killed, doing the street game. Where I grew up was Melrose Park, Elmwood Park. I grew up basically, I was on Grand in Harlem, so you walk across the street, you're in Chicago. And it was a lot different back when I was growing up than it is today. And the people were a lot different than they are today, let me tell you. A lot of people ask me about Machikari and stuff like that. That's a name I've been using since I was a kid. I've always used that name. That's what everybody knew me as around the neighborhood, because Jimmy Machikari, my great uncle, was my grandmother's sister, or brother, I'm sorry. And they were first generation Italian on American soil. Their parents came over from, my great-grandparents came over from Italy, early 20s. Machikari was my grandmother's name, or my great-grandmother's name, and Romano was my great-grandfather's name. So they came here, Taylor Street, the whole 9 yards. Anybody from Chicago knows Taylor Street. But that's the first thing my great uncle taught me. I was, close to him. And it couldn't be, it was the truth straight up. And a lot of stuff that I got taught, and that's why a lot of people get confused with some of the viewpoints that I have, because they don't mix with a lot of the biker culture, especially when it comes to trust or brotherhood or stuff like that, because, brotherhood to me is sacred in the sense of family. And family is the ultimate for me. Everybody else is just an associate. Or you pretty well damn well know me for a long time before I get even into that type of position. And I know I've caught flack about that in the biker community, but that's just the way I was taught. In the neighborhood, it was all about family, and everybody else you had to keep an eye on. And that goes towards, if you want to be a gangster, there's nobody out there you can trust. Nobody's a brother out there. No damn way nobody's a brother in the gangster world, man. It's you know what? It's funny, your best fucking friend in the gangster world's the one that's going to pop you behind the ear. Going to put a 22 right behind your head and just pop your ass. Going to take you out for a nice freaking dinner, go party, get some blowjobs from a couple broads, and bring you back home. Next thing you know, you walk into a room with some plastic sheeting on the fucking floor, and it's light, it's out. That's how that world works, man. It's all about the green, all about the power. And people need to realize that if you're going to get into that kind of lifestyle. You got a lot of people out there that talk some smack, that they did this, they did that, or I was this, or I was that. Well, it all comes down to the street cred. What are you doing now? That's what the first thing you should be asking these people. What are you doing now? Who are you? And most of the time you're going to find out they're nobodies, because, previous organizations, and, in the biker world anyway, previous organizations have no ties to them. And this goes out, especially to those that are out bad. I look at IOTC a lot and see a lot of these new clubs popping up, and a lot of them are out bad, and their clubs don't want nothing to do with them, and they're called revenge clubs and shit like that. Those are the people you really want to stay away from, because being put out like that, it's one guy's word against freaking a whole entire club. And let me tell you, in some of these clubs, they got some stringent processes for putting somebody out bad. It just ain't, something they use to piss on somebody's Wheaties. There was some serious shit that went down, and that's the reason these people were put on bad. On the street, most of the time you end up clipped, if you go awry with some of these organizations. In the next segment, I'm actually going to have where I go over rats and confidential informants, and the reason why I'm so against freaking cops and these fucking informants and shit like that. Because it always does stick in my mind. If you get into this life, you should know what the hell you're getting into and accept it. And I think that's one of the biggest things that bugs me about, motorcycle clubs that go around acting all tough, and next thing you know, they get popped and they're singing like little fucking birds. And you're supposed to respect that? No. That ain't respect. And you know what? On the level of respect, the way I was, brought up and taught about respect was, it's what you do on the streets. It's, your actions. Other than that, just because you wear somebody's patch or you're friends with somebody, that respect has to be hard earned. And you got to test people constantly. That's what I do. I test them constantly. I'll throw shit out there, see if it comes back around, because they're the only person that knows it. And if it comes back around, not to trust that motherfucker. Get rid of him. It's that simple. Cut ties, bye, see ya. But that's, I know you wanted to hear about what to do with cops. That's fine. But I think it goes a little more deeper than that. because the club scene now is going in a direction where you see a lot of these young bucks want to get out there, sell the dope, do the outlaw thing, and play Sons of Anarchy, basically. And that's not what being a true biker's about. Even a true outlaw. That's not what it's about. It's not about going out there freaking shooting at people, killing people, you know, pushing drugs, pushing pussy. You know, I know everybody needs to make a living, but you got to accept the consequences when the shit comes down, and don't take your brothers with you. And sure to hell you don't testify against them in court. You know, what kind of shit is that, really? Testifying against people that you call brother in court. That's outrageous. It's outrageous. But the next story, or the next segment anyway, right after this one, I'm going to talk about a little article and my thoughts on that, and I'd like to see what you guys think. Put your comments in the comment section, all that good stuff, and let's get this discussion going, because I think a lot of people are tired of clubs going around messing with the other clubs and saying how Billy Badass they are and how they don't like cops, how they hate cops, and the next thing you know, they're filled with them. But I'll see you in the next segment.
Hi, I'm James Hollywood Machikari, and my new book, The New Age of Biking and Brotherhood, is coming out to Kindle and all major ebook platforms September 1st. In it, I address many issues facing the modern biker and motorcycle club member. The subjects covered are non-politically correct, and many issues are exposed that will...
Okay, this is the article I was talking about in the previous segment when I was going over all this stuff about the life and what to expect and all that good jive. 5 members, or alleged members, and associates of Cosa Nostra indicted for racketeering and related charges. Defendants operated loan sharking and illegal gambling businesses in South Brooklyn. A 32-count indictment was unsealed today in federal court in Brooklyn. 2 inducted members and 2 associates of the Colombo organized crime family, with racketeering, including predicate acts of extortion, extortionate collection, money laundering, and illegal gambling. The indictment also charges 1 inducted member of the Gambino organized crime family of Cosa Nostra with collection and related conspiracy. The indictment relates to the defendants' alleged criminal activities in Brooklyn, Staten Island, and elsewhere between 2010 and June 18. The defendants, Jerry Siri, also known as Fat Jerry, a member of the Colombo family, Vito DeFalco, also known as Victor, and The Mask, a member of the Colombo family, Salvatore Dizano, also known as Sal Heaven, an associate of the Colombo family, Anthony Lachicha, also known as Anthony Suits, a member of the Gambino family, and Joseph Maratia, an associate of the Colombo crime family, were arrested today and scheduled to be arraigned this afternoon before Magistrate Judge Raymond Reyes Jr. Richard Donahue, the United States Attorney for the Eastern District of New York, William Sweeney, Assistant Director in Charge, Federal Bureau of Investigation, New York Field Office, and James O'Neill, Commissioner, New York City Police Department, announced the charges. Quote, "This investigation shows that members of the Cosa Nostra continue to prey on members of our community, enriching themselves and their criminal network by making extortionate loans and using threats of violence to collect." United States Attorney Donahue, quote, "Rooting out traditional organized crime, dangerous and corrupting influence continues to be a high priority for this office and our law enforcement partners. Maybe them cocksuckers should start in Washington."
Quote, as alleged in the indictment, these defendants instilled fear in the hearts of their victims through threats of violence, stated FBI Assistant Director in Charge Sweeney. These extortionate threats are the trademark of the mafia's power, but in the end, all it does is expose their weakness. While criminal organizations such as Cosa Nostra continue to work hard to embed fear and danger within our communities, the FBI New York Joint Organized Crime Task Force is working even harder to ensure the public's safety and security. You know what? Safety and security. I came from Melrose Park and Elmwood Park. And, you know, Elmwood Park's still pretty decent right now. But Melrose Park went down the fucking shitter. And we attribute that to the FBI. Because before the FBI came in, the neighborhood used to be beautiful, used to be gorgeous, and now it's nothing but a crap fucking hole because they went after all the fellas. It was them guys who kept order in the town, kept it clean, kept it respectable. There was no drive-by shootings. There was no gangs in the fucking town. It was all controlled. It was street justice. It was the best place there was to live, was Melrose Park. Now, everything freaking, north of freaking North Avenue is fucking ghetto. Everything freaking south of Lake Street. Yeah, anybody live around Melrose Park, you know that. Anything south of Lake Street, you might as well go into a war zone. And this is all because the damn feds came in. And some of the people I knew that got taken down, whatever you want to say, if you're correct and wanted to do your, grammar, and if it's that freaking important to you. But everything was a beautiful town. And knowing some of these guys, half the charges were made of bullshit. That I can tell you. But, yeah, security of our neighborhoods. Yeah, we put that in the government's hand. Actually, we put immigration in the government's hand, and look what the fuck we get. We put our safety and security in the hands of them. And we're supposed to believe they got the best, our best interest in mind for us, right? Yeah, bullshit. The mob is certainly diminished, but it is not dead, stated NYPD Police Commissioner O'Neill. These groups require our constant vigilance by working in close collaboration with our law enforcement partners in the FBI and the Eastern District. The NYPD will continue to ensure public safety through aggressive investigation and dismantling all these types of organized crime organizations. You know what? They're just sitting there fucking popping their fucking dicks is what they're doing. The defendants, as I went up above, they're innocent until proven guilty. And you can be damn sure that the FBI and the district attorney's office are going to pull all the freaking stops. That's just one thing I don't understand is confidential informants or rats. I don't understand it. I don't see how a jury can actually believe these people. They're cutting a deal to save their ass. Sammy the Bull used to be the underboss under Gotti. They tried everything and anything to get Gotti. Why do you think they called him Teflon Don? Because they never could get anything to stick on him. But here's a guy who admitted to 19 murders, and the fucking feds gave him a deal, set him up in a fucking witness protection program in a house in Arizona. Really? That's our government. You're going to believe somebody who has to cut a deal to save their own ass. And prosecutors will come back and say, well, that's the only way we can make our case. How is that even legal in that? How is that even justice? They're basically bribing these people to have them make up all kinds of shit. And most of the time, these CIs, and somebody especially like fucking Gambino, is going to go out there and overstate every single thing that's ever happened to save his own ass. That's what rats do. You know, and this ain't only prevalent in, cases like this. This happens in clubs all the time. You know, on a smaller scale, because a lot of these clubs are not, at the level of the Cosa Nostra. But you get in there, and it really is fun. I'm lost for words. Because, just think, I can't understand how a jury would take these people's freaking testimony. They're cutting a freaking deal. And with the bikers, the one that surprises me the most, and like I brought up in the last segment, was national officers turned on each other. It was unheard of. National officers of a motorcycle club turning rat. Like that National Sergeant at Arms did in the Banditos trial against Pike and Portillo. Then you had that freaking idiot, the one who was convicted of killing that boxer, turn rat, the one that was on History Channel, saying how bad he was and how much he loved his club, blah, blah, blah. Next thing you know, he's testifying. So, that's one thing that irks the shit out of me, is rats and confidential informants.
Motorcycle Madhouse with James Hollywood Bachari. Now, 2 days a week. Tuesdays and Saturdays at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time. Listen and download all episodes for free on HarleyBikerNews.com. Or the show is available on all major podcasting platforms like iHeartRadio, iTunes, Stitcher, and more.
So being part of a motorcycle club, joining a motorcycle club, it ain't rocket science. It really isn't. You just got to know what you're getting in for. You got to know which club you want to join, and quite frankly, if you want to play the game. If you're going to go out there and want to play gangster, then be ready to accept the consequences of your actions. There is no, they set us up, they did this to us, you knew the game, play it. It's plain and simple. If you're going to get the game, play the chess game, because you're going to be playing in today's world with technology that was never, there when I was going through all the shit. So be prepared to face the technology. Don't bitch and grime if you get busted or get caught, because you knew what you were getting in for. And if you're going to be into the gangster lifestyle, you got two choices. You're either going to rot in prison or do some heavy-ass time, or you're going to end up in the grave. Or, like today, you're going to face a lot of rats out there. A lot of people are, you throw up 5, 10, 20 years at them, they're going to rat on you in a freaking dime, so expect that. That's why there is no brotherhood when it comes to making money or having business on the streets. There is no brotherhood. I don't care what patch you wear. There is none when the shit comes down. Because it's rats jumping shit, man. Everybody out for themselves. And it's sad to say that, but it's really what it's come down to today. Because a lot of people are not used to facing that kind of time. Come on, look, you got a generation that grew up on Xbox now. And they're out there trying to play clubber. Come on, you tell me. Really, that's the kind of generation you have now. So, I also do get a lot of questions about what YouTube channels are cool and all that stuff. Personally, I like a lot of them. I like them, I like most of them because the more information you can get about the biker lifestyle, the better. In the old days, it was just about Easy Rider and Outlaw Biker Magazine was the only way we got our information. So, I'm a huge believer in the more information and the more content that people put out there, the better. You know, some of the channels I like are BD or Black Dragon TV. You know, BD I call him. You know, I think he really puts on some good protocol stuff. He gives the basics to somebody who just might be coming into the motorcycle club scene. And I think he does a hell of a job, you know, no matter what the haters say about him out there. Another one I really like, I think my favorite channel is Big Kaz 1%er with Chosen Few. He did that documentary, Life of a 1%er, where he had Mongols and Vagos on. So I really like his channel. I also like Shade Tree Surgeon. He's a funny fucking cat, man. Let me tell you. You know, he's a funny freaking dude, man. He's like a jester and some shit. I really like him. Another one is Adams. Adam actually just got a new 40-acre campground. I believe it's in Oklahoma, and it's real biker related. I know BD just got back from going out there. Hopefully he'll have some videos up with conversations with Adam and all that good jive. But yeah, those are some of the channels I really like on there. You get some good information on some Facebook groups, depending on which ones you're at. You know, people bang on me because I like IOTC, and the reason why I like them is they're like the Out Bad Hall of Fame, and what clubs are out there destroying stuff, and that's the reason why I like IOTC. I might not agree with them on everything, you know, all that said and shit like that, but I do believe they provide a valuable service to the motorcycle club community. But that was this morning's Biker Angle opinion segment. Again, if you want to leave your comments in the comments section below, I appreciate it. If you want to help support the channel, because that's all we do is, you know, our contributors are the ones who keep us going. So you can go to the links below and see our Patreon account. Also, you can make a one-time donation to PayPal. Don't forget, check out HarleyLiberty.com every morning. Every morning we have something that's happening in the biker scene, so you get all your news there. And we are grateful to all our people following us on Insane Throttle, HarleyLiberty.com. We hit 2 million views worldwide last month alone. Amazing. You guys are amazing. I think that's a big jump. We were usually only averaging like 1.3, 1.4 million, but that was huge. So, also in the last couple weeks on Facebook, I think it's 2-3 weeks, we've already popped up to almost 11,000 likes. So, but with that, I'm James Hollywood Machikari. You guys take care and be safe out there.